Once upon a time there lived two girls who were separated at birth. They were in fact twins. The firstborn was named Lee. She lived with her thought to be mother and father. Then there was Nu. Nu was fortunate and lived with her real parents. The two were twins but had opposite personalities. Lee's parents loved her very much, so they never required much from her. On the other hand, Nu's parents loved her dearly but expected her to help around the house. So Lee grew up to be lazy, ungrateful, and full of jealousy, while Nu grew up to be patient, kind-hearted, and loving. One sunny day, Nu and her parents decided to go to the market. On the same day, Lee and her parents went to the market too. Little did they know that it would be that day they would finally meet. They walked right up to each other as if it was fate. Lee and Nu stared confusingly at each other and were both speechless. Nu's mother started to cry and told the story about how they were separated at birth. It was during the war when Lee and Nu were born. They were running from the soldiers deep in the forest. Lee kept on crying, so they had to leave her behind, so the soldiers wouldn't hear them. As they kept running, they decided to hide and go back once the soldiers passed them. When the soldiers couldn't find them and left, they got up and went back to get Lee. Lee had stopped crying when a young couple stumbled upon her. They were too malnourished to have a baby, so they decided to take Lee and raise her as their own. By the time Lee's real parents came back, Lee was already gone. Lee's real mother was sad, but she knew in her heart that one day they would meet again. Lee's real mother thanked the lady for taking such good care of her daughter and that she couldn't take Lee away from her. So they spent some time together and said their goodbyes, thinking they would never see each other again. As years passed, Lee became outraged that her real mother didn't even try to take her back. She began to plot her foster parents' death. First, she would poison her father. After the incident, she acted as if she knew nothing as to why her father died. Then one day, while her foster mother was sleeping, she turned on the stove, locked the door from the outside, and waited for the fire to start. Her mother woke up to the fire in the house and tried to get up, but the door was locked. They lived far away from neighbors, so no one could hear her cry out for help. Finally, the cry stopped, and Lee knew that her foster mother was dead. News about the foster parents' death reached Lee's real parents, so Lee's mother decided to visit Lee and convince her to come live with them and finally complete their family. Lee could now finally have what Nu had. She finally got to be close with her real parents. That night, Lee's friend heard the news and visited her. Out of the blue, Lee told her friend her secret about killing her foster parents. Lee's friend was upset and left. Lee didn't understand why she was mad. Lee felt that she had been cheated and was mad that her parents left her and not Nu in the forest. The next day, a young man came to borrow a watering can, but really he came to see Nu and Lee. He was ready to get married and heard about the two beautiful girls, so he wanted to see them and decide who he would marry. During his visit, he saw that Lee was lazy and Nu was helpful. He decided then that Nu would be the one he'd marry. That night, the young man visited the house to get to know Nu. As time went on, they deeply fell in love and spent many days and nights with each other talking about life. One day, Lee stumbled upon Nu and the young man talking about getting married. Nu told him that she would wait for him at the market in front of the plant shop. When the young man left, Lee decided to confront Nu. Lee said to Nu, "You know that I'm the oldest, so I should get married first. You can't get married yet. I'm going to kill you if you do." Nu replied, "I'm in love and I'm getting married, whether you like it or not." With those words, Lee was full of rage that her sister would get married before her and would disrespect her like that. She was so mad that she killed Nu. Staring at Nu's now dead body, Lee came up with a plan. She would dress like Nu and marry Nu's boyfriend. She quickly put Nu's body in a bag and threw it in a nearby pond. The next day, Lee went to the market. She bought Nu's outfit and changed. When she walked back home, she wanted to see if her parents would know that it was her. She couldn't trick her mother, though. Her mother asked her where Nu was and if Nu had spent the night with her at the garden. Lee lied and said, "I heard her talking with a gangster, and she said she was going to run off with him." Lee's mother was so surprised because Nu was not a person that would run off like that without saying goodbye. Morning came, and today was the day that Lee was going to meet Nu's boyfriend at the market. She hoped that he wouldn't know it was her. When they met, the young man was suspicious. He knew something was different about Niu, so he asked her what he had said to her the night they planned to get married. Lee was listening that night to every word, so she was able to answer all his questions. The young man was finally convinced that it was Niu, so he took her home. Years later, an old man was fishing. While he was fishing, his hook caught on something very heavy. With all his might, he reeled in the line. At the end of the line was a plastic green garbage bag. When he opened it up, it was a young lady. To his surprise, she had no pulse but answered questions when he asked. He was a poor man, so he decided to use her to his advantage. He opened up a small shop that became famous. Word traveled to Lee and the young man that there was a man who fished out a dead body. That dead body was not dead, but still very much alive and could answer questions about the future. Lee and the young man had been trying to have children but failed. So one day, Lee decided to go to the shop. She wanted her husband to go with her too, but he was busy hunting, so she went by herself. As Lee waited in line, she wondered who that dead person was. She was nervous being there so late, but she was determined to find out what she could do to help her get pregnant. As the day went on, she got closer and closer to that dead person, and she realized it was a girl. She thought to herself, that face looks so familiar. I swear I've seen her before somewhere. As she got closer and closer, she said to herself again, I know this face, but where have I seen her from? Maybe I'm just thinking too much. It got darker and darker, and she was second in line when the old man said, Okay, sorry, but I'm closing the shop now. You can come back tomorrow, miss. Lee lived far away, so she begged him to let her ask her questions, so the old man agreed. It was finally her turn. When she finally faced the dead girl, she thought to herself, wow, I know I've seen this face before. Where have I seen her? Maybe I've seen her a long time ago, I just can't remember. She just couldn't remember where and was curious about the dead girl, so her questions totally changed. First, she asked her, where were you born? The dead girl answered that she was born in Thailand. Lee replied, that's really weird, 'cause that's where I was born. Then Lee asked, what's your name? And the girl replied, Lee. Lee thought to herself, oh my gosh, that's really weird, 'cause that's my real name. Then the old man yelled out, hurry up, lady, one more question and I'm going to close down my shop. Lee replied, okay, sorry, I'll hurry up. One more question, what should I ask you? Oh, I know, I bet no one's asked you this question before. So, who killed you? The dead girl froze and said,
It was you!